With that, I'll call our October meeting to order. And I did see Jim. Did he disappear?
No,
There he is.
no, I'm here.
So, Jim, can you give us a treasurer's report?
Well, it's not exactly accurate. I have to update it. I've been away. It, I have it at 1591.80.
Okay. And how are we doing on dues for this current year? Pretty good?
Not too bad. I gotta update the members list too.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. Um, just a second, I maybe take notes this time. We'll see. It didn't last time, and that was probably my mistake. So we'll see if that works out. Certainly, um, we've been putting these meetings on as a separate video. So if someone wants to go and see what happened the last meeting, you can easily do that. I was going to ask about DX, and Bob wrote me, said he was a bit under the weather, so he won't be giving his report. So maybe to start things out, Dick, I think you and maybe Gary were at the W9DXCC. How was that? I mean, I went one time, it was great. Uh, I hadn't planned on being here in Wisconsin, but it turned out I was, but I didn't wind up going. So how was the programs, dinner, anything of note?
It was pretty good. 2 years ago, I just thought it was terrible, so I didn't go last year because the programs didn't look very good. But the programs were good this year, and enjoyed it.
And was it this year that they didn't have separate tracks for contesting in DX? They just had one track?
Well, that's Friday. That's the contest in DX University. I didn't go to that. That was on Friday, and that's extra. But um, I spoke at it a couple of years ago, and it's pretty basic, you know.
Yeah.
And so between the cost of the hotel room another day and stuff, I didn't really see it was worthwhile for me. But generally, it's pretty good for people that are, just getting into that stuff.
Hmm.
Did go on Friday to and it was a combined DX contest university, or you can just call it um, just university. It covered a lot of ground, some basic, not so some not so basic. And I thought the quality of the presentations was very good. Yeah, some within the organization and some from outside, but some good speakers. I think one of note that was kind of interesting, I forget which day that was presented on, was they brought up Al from Alabama, from Huntsville area, and Dr. Lisa somebody or other, and she did a great presentation on the explanation of solar storms and its effect on propagation and on Earth's magnetic properties. And it's not the usual propagation report you'll get from Frank or Carl. It was a whole different kind of spin on things. So it took a while to get through it, but once you got through it, you go, yeah, that's pretty good. But I thought it was pretty good. That was my first one of these, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would compare it to Hamvention's DX Forum, and I would just say that the quality of the presentations here were very good. And if you had to pick one, I think I would pick W9DXCC.
Well, that's
That was
great.
Saturday. It was a very good talk. And I talked to her afterwards and finally got an explanation on something that's been bothering me for a long time on propagation. So that was cool.
Look great. So is she with the government operation down in Huntsville, the space NASA?
No, just professor at some university.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's great. So, any general DX comments, things that people have been working on, planning coming up?
I
I ju-
had a chance to talk to Marco W6IZT at the convention and talked to him about DXing in general and other things, but specifically about the PJ6Y, which they're down there now. I've been
I just
kind of
ordered 'em.
watching. Oh, you did? I've been watching the RBN looking for them. So you got them, huh?
Yeah, on 30 meters, they're using SuperFox. So unless you enable SuperFox, you'll never copy them.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So we're keeping an eye on them. Okay. So I got to keep an eye on this meeting and keep an eye on the ball game and I keep an eye on RBN. All right. Gotcha.
It's a multitasker night, man.
Um, one comment I should have mentioned before about the program. There was a program on, I forget the guy's call, it was a W5. He talked about funding the expeditions, and it was a real eye opener. He's done a few the expeditions, like in the $200,000 to $300,000 range and stuff. And he was talking about how basically half the cost of these DXpeditions is put on by the operators, and how they're on the hook for a lot more than the initial buy-in, if the funds don't come through. And they're talking about the Bouvet one, and they had to make payments like each month for the boat, January through June. I don't know. That's like $800,000 for the cost. For that, and they didn't have the funds and stuff yet because a lot of times people don't donate money, um, till they get closer, but they really need it up front for a lot of stuff. So I know one thing I think is consider is if we are going to be donating to bigger DXpeditions, especially, we might want to do it earlier rather than later because they need the cash flow. And then they talked about the unique calls that they worked on some of these DXpeditions. Only about 15% of the people donated anything, or they did the OQRS, only like 15% kicked in an extra buck or two over the minimum costs and stuff. And another thing was the amount of time. Do you remember what the time was? It like 95% of the time this is organizing, only 5% is on the island. Is that the number, Dick? It was something.
Yeah.
It was incredible. I mean, digging into the logistics and the finances of these things, it's mind-boggling. And it's gonna be $1.7 million for Bouvet, and next year to Peter One, it's I think 1.8, and that's as low as it is because of saving money because they're reusing a lot of the equipment and stuff. So it was a real eye-opening thing.
Budget was a mind blower for sure.
Yeah.
The that was, I think, W5GS. I think that's
Yes.
the right
Yes,
call.
it was.
Adrian, how's propagation down under? You're getting into what,
Yeah.
mid-spring?
160 meters has been generally pretty dead, but last night stood out. I probably made half a dozen contacts to the US. So it was surprising. Yep. Sometimes it comes up good and sometimes it's just an absolute wipeout. But yeah. But I've been working on CW as my primary mode, virtually my only mode at the moment. And I've been developing a CW speaker system, which enables you to copy CW signals well below the noise floor. And I'm finding myself in a situation where I can copy these stations. That I can copy a lot of these what appear to be a lot of QRP stations there, but getting back to them is another issue. Yeah. Well, but yeah, but The only thing of note is I think it's V6D, which I worked recently in the Micronesia. That gave me my 100th country on 160 meters CW. So with that, I've finally made myself a centurion, if you want to call me that.
That's good.
Yeah. So
So
yeah.
Adrian, that speaker box, is it special electronics, noise canceling, artificial intelligence? How does it help dig the
Um,
signal out of the mud?
Basically, it's got two speakers, one for broadband use for sideband, another one which um, is totally enclosed and totally absorbed, except for a small sample of audio, which is used to excite a half wavelength of tube in the dead center of a spot called a node. And if it's mechanically done right, it has a Q of about 50 or so, at least, and very selective. And yep, I'm able to separate even two whisper signals that are only 60 hertz apart with ease. Yep. I've just finished writing up the article for it. I hope to get it published maybe in QST or something like that. See how we go.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah. But yep, it's I find myself, yep, I can copy these guys, but they can't copy me, and I'm running well over the legal limit of a kilowatt here, and with a good antenna system. So yeah, a lot of the heavy lifting, so to speak, is in the receiving, so to speak. Yeah. It's certainly helped me get a few new countries, where, especially at this time when there is very poor propagation. I can basically work stations which others can't even hear here. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So it's coming to a climax. Yep, yep. But, making a piece of metal tube scream at you with a CW signal, that's quite out of the noise. It really quite something. You have to hear it to believe it. Yeah.
Sounds very much like a mechanical, base filter.
Yeah, it is basically a mechanical bandpass filter, very high Q, and if you build it right, you can get good results with it. Yeah.
Oh, great. Well, be sure to let us know when it gets published so we can look for it.
Yeah, sure do. Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
So any other DX stories, challenges, etc.? And I guess the other broader question is, everyone ready for winter? You have your bogs down, everything tuned up.
Yeah, I'm good on
Yeah.
everything. So
Yeah.
the
Still seems.
the E51D expedition had to stop because their power generator burned for the village, and So the village is going to be without power for 3 to 4 months, they said, but they had to shut down the DXpedition. That was a really good operation. I probably worked them 8 or 9 times. I filled in a lot of bands and modes with them. It was really good.
Oh, that's great. That's too bad. Jeez. Um, so one of the things I wanted to bring up, Dick's brought it to my attention. So I just want to get some additional feedback. So when I send out meeting notices, I think the way I've been formatting them might be getting scrambled. At least they were for Dick and maybe others. And I've tried to take some of the formatting out, because what happens is you copy the same format month to month. So I'm wondering, are the notices coming through clear? Or are they kind of jumbled up? They're supposed to be, the headline's supposed to be in bold red and things like that. So I'm just kind of wondering what people are seeing on their different email clients.
On Apple Mail, it's perfect.
Okay.
Highlighting colors, bolds, Obolo X.
Dancing alphabet.
I haven't had any issue reading them.
Okay. Well, the last one I sent out, I did clean out a bunch of formatting, and Dick said it came through better. So I'll be using that going forward. And so if anyone sees something that looks funny or wonky, just let me know. So I really appreciate Dick reaching out, because otherwise I wouldn't know, I wouldn't see it. So one of the requests we got in, we were just talking a minute ago about funding DXpeditions, and I sent out to the club members, I think it's Tango X-Ray 9 Whiskey. And I don't know if people have had a chance to look at it. I think, Dave, you had mentioned it was fairly high up the list. Jim, I don't know if what your thoughts are, Jim Hugo. But they have a budget of almost 51,000. And it's kind of interesting. They put together a detailed budget and shared that, with us and so forth. So any thoughts, comments, discussion?
It would be a good one to do just because it's a smaller budgeted DXpedition. We wouldn't get as lost in the mass of, people, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. By the way, I do have something I can put into our Madison DX Club library. And that is, and I don't know if you guys can see this very well, but it's a
Yep.
very glossy pamphlet from the VU4AX DXpedition. And it's kind of a thank you for us. I don't know how much this thing costs, but it could not have been cheap. And we talking about okay. Again, I don't know if you guys can see this, but we did wind up getting noticed, but there are quite a few there, and this was a probably cost $50,000 to put together this brochure and send it out. But like I said, it'll be in the library, and anyone can come by and check it out if they want to look at it. So getting back to TX9W, do we have, Dave had suggested to me and others $100. We haven't really spent much this year. I don't think really anything for quite a while. Is that right, Jim? So 100, something more, something less. What are people's thoughts?
We're pretty flush right now, so
I'd say 200.
Okay, do we have a second for 200?
I'll second the 100 or the 200 round.
All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Jim, it's up to you to be the bag man and get them the money. You have their information, I think, right?
yeah, yep.
All right, good, good. Yeah, it seemed 18 months or so ago, 2 years ago, we were getting quite a few requests, and it's been fairly quiet, but I'm certain they'll start coming up again.
Kevin, this is Dick.
Yes.
Quick question. Do we have a list of the DXpeditions that we've supported this year, 2025?
We do, and one of the things that we've been wanting to do, Dick, and we just haven't got on to it. It was something that Lloyd was working on with us, and with Lloyd's passing, we haven't quite gotten back to it. Is we want to have on our website which DXpeditions we've supported, by year. And it would help in a discussion like this because we could just take a look and see what it was and so forth. So that is something that we will be working on and hope to get done by the end of the year.
All right. If you need an extra hand, let me know. I'll be happy to help.
Oh, great, great. Thanks, Dick. Any other questions, discussions for the group? I'll just remind everyone that we have quite a few Zoom presentations up on our website, and we've been putting up our monthly meetings as well. I'll be taking some of those down. I think they have a relatively short shelf life, but the rest of them I'll leave up. We have people every month. We have someone subscribing to the channel so that they get announcements that we do have a new program on. I try to get the videos processed and edited and cleaned up as quickly as I can. I'm hopeful I'll get it done this week for tonight's program. And all the other information is on our website, and our website is one that we probably haven't been keeping up to date, and that falls on me because we've kind of channeled chokehold what goes on there, and I have some things such as what you just mentioned, Dick, the expeditions that we need to get on there. So any motion to adjourn the meeting?
Well, I'd like to make a comment first.
Sure, go ahead, Ed.
Yeah, I'm not sure that even most of the members, present-day members of the club, know that we have a DX cluster. Excuse me. We've been in existence with it since the beginning of DX cluster back in the 80s. And we're now in the process. Scott's helping me out with it. There's been a lot of changes and a lot of stuff going on with it, but we're working on it. It is up and working. We got the DX contest coming this weekend, which is going to require an awful lot of backbone traffic. But as of right now, the www.w9bg.com is working for access. And I noticed one of the things I noticed when I was in there digging around the other day, the machine had been up for 11 hours. It does process and pass reverse beacon network stuff. In 11 days, it had processed 146,000 transactions. So it's a busy little machine with a lot of stuff going on it. And Scott's assisting me in trying to quiet it down a little bit and get it back into the realms. But it is working. We do own it, and it's up and running. I just wanted to mention that. And I think the reflector is working, as far as I know. Ted isn't here to talk about that. He normally runs that. And who, out of curiosity, is running the website now?
You're on mute there.
Kevin, you're muted.
He's muted.
Sorry. Our speaker from our last meeting from Beloit is our webmaster. He volunteered to take that on, and he'll do whatever I ask. I've been trying to be very careful about asking him to do stuff because he has a lot of other things doing, and that was something that that he took on when before Lloyd passed.
Well,
If
I
you
just
need-
wanted to bring this up because I thought the club members should realize the stuff that's going on underneath all of this. In fact, I can tell you the only reason we have dues was to originally pay for the cluster machine. Alrighty, enough of me.
All right,
Well, how
good.
do we,
And maybe next month we'll hear that it's up and running and not spitting out billions of contacts, but just the ones that we need and want. So that's great.
And Kevin, I'll
how do
help
we
with
get
the web-
access to that?
It's port 23. It's www.w9bg.com, port 23. And Kevin, I'll help out on the website if you need it.
Okay, good. Thanks, Scott. Yeah, I think with one of the things with the website is I just haven't gone through category by category and just seeing, because I think like the information about the reflector, information about what Ed was just talking about was there, should be there, and so forth. So we'll work on getting that revitalized and up to date. Any other
Now I
matters?
move to adjourn.
Second? So ordered. All right.